Hello everyone, welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, the channel where we cut through the noise and shine a light on the truth about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. If you're tired of the biased spin from the UK tabloids, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of truth seekers. In a world full of constant noise and endless distractions, it's rare to find a quiet corner to reflect, to pause and to truly listen. Today, we turn our attention to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, and the thoughtful choices they face as they raise their children, Archie and Lilibet, in the public eye. Let's set aside the drama and headlines for a moment and focus on the real story. Two parents doing their best to make decisions for their family's future, just like so many others. The headlines are loud, often sensational, but here we look for the truth that lies quietly beneath them, away from the glare. The story of a family's decision about schooling is deeply personal, shaped by hopes, values and dreams for their children's happiness and growth. For Harry and Meghan, their private path is often made public, their choices scrutinized in ways most of us will never experience. Our goal here is empathy, not judgment. We seek to understand, not to criticize. Let's see them not as distant public figures, but as parents navigating a complex and sometimes overwhelming world, striving to do what's best for their children. The desire to provide a safe, nurturing environment for the next generation is universal, something that connects us all, no matter our background. So together we'll observe, listen and seek understanding, opening our minds and hearts to new perspectives. The choices they make for Archie and Lilibet are theirs alone, shaped by love, hope and the desire to protect. And in seeking understanding, perhaps we'll find a little more peace, not just for them, but for ourselves as well. The story, as told by the tabloids, is one of conflict, a narrative woven with threads of tension and intrigue. Harry is said to want a traditional British education for his children, a link to his heritage, a nod to the past that shaped him. Meghan, meanwhile, is portrayed as wary of the British boarding school system, protective of her children's emotional well-being, valuing a nurturing environment over tradition. The press frames this as a classic clash, husband versus wife, tradition versus modernity, a battle of ideals and values. King Charles is drawn in, supposedly delighted at the idea of his grandchildren being educated in the UK, seeing it as a continuation of royal legacy. Suddenly, a private family decision becomes a matter of royal significance, a topic of national interest and debate. The narrative is simple. Harry is torn, Meghan is the outsider, and the king's wishes loom large, casting a shadow over their choices. But is this really the truth, or just a story crafted to capture attention, a tale spun to sell papers and fuel public curiosity? The press turns a family conversation into a public spectacle, a circus of speculation and assumption. We must ask, is this an accurate picture or just a well-told tale? A narrative designed to entertain rather than inform? Are we seeing reality or the version the storytellers want us to believe? Let's look closer beyond the headlines to find the truth. Time and again, private family matters are spun into grand dramas by the press. A simple discussion about schooling becomes a showdown. The British media excels at turning nuance into conflict, assigning roles. Harry, the conflicted prince; Meghan, the modern outsider; King Charles, the hopeful patriarch. Unnamed sources and speculative language blur fact and fiction. The goal isn't to inform, but to sell a story. The truth, that two parents are thoughtfully planning for their children's future, is less exciting, so it's ignored. This process reduces real people to one-dimensional characters. It fosters division, not empathy. The press creates conflict, then reports on it as fact. But what if there is no row, just a private, loving discussion? The echo chamber thrives on noise, not quiet truth. We must look past the performance. The real story is quieter and far more human. Let's consider Meghan's perspective as any caring mother's. The instinct to protect one's children is powerful. Questioning tradition isn't rebellion, it's love. Meghan's concerns about boarding school reflect a modern understanding of child psychology and emotional well-being. The history of royal children in boarding schools is complicated. Even King Charles and Harry have spoken of its challenges. For Harry, memories of his own upbringing surely influence his thinking. Meghan's caution isn't an attack, it's care. Harry's past and Meghan's present concerns may not be in opposition at all. What the press calls division may actually be shared understanding. Two parents hoping to break a cycle and give their children a happier start. If we look at Harry and Meghan's actions, one thing is clear. They act as a team. Their biggest decisions, stepping back from royal duties, moving to California, were made together. They've consistently presented a united front, prioritizing their family's well-being. Why believe their unity has fractured over schooling? Healthy partnerships involve discussion and weighing options, not conflict. Harry brings his experiences, Meghan brings hers. This is responsible parenting, not division. The narrative of disagreement doesn't fit their pattern. Their strength has always been in their unity. It's far more likely they're working through this decision together, as always. The press's inclusion of King Charles is strategic. By suggesting his happiness depends on his grandchildren's schooling, the story shifts from family to royal tradition. Archie and Lilibet become symbols, not children. The Sussexes' choices are framed as tests of loyalty to the crown. But a grandfather's wish to see his grandchildren is natural. The media uses it as emotional leverage, implying disappointment if Harry and Meghan choose differently. Wanting their children to know their heritage is not the same as sending them to a British boarding school. The press conflates these ideas to create the illusion of conflict. The real issue is much simpler and far more personal. It's about family, not royal obligation. In the end, this is a universal story. Parents making choices for their children, navigating the complexities of life with love and care. The Sussexes are no different, except their private decisions are made public, scrutinized by the world. They know their children best, and their unity has been clear, a testament to their commitment. The choice of schooling is theirs alone, not the tabloids, not the public's, but a personal decision made with care. We must look past the noise and see the humanity at the heart of the story, the love that binds them. Harry and Meghan have chosen a path that prioritizes their children's emotional health and privacy, a path less travelled. Their unity remains their greatest strength, a beacon of resilience. To believe they're locked in conflict is to fall for a false narrative, one that distracts from their true story. Let's end where we began, with empathy, not judgment, understanding the depth of their journey. The real story is one of care, not conflict, of nurturing and growth. Two parents, working together for their children's happiness, building a future filled with love. That's the truth, quieter but far more inspiring, a narrative of hope. And it's a truth we should wish for every family, everywhere, a universal dream of unity and peace.